What's up, guys? Welcome back to 3D Octum. What we're going to be doing today is starting the P2 of the ARF Trooper helmet. So we've already started, and what we're going to be doing is leveling the bed first. We're going to put a little bit of glue down to make sure everything's good and get this thing kicked off. But first, let me show you how part 1 turned out. So it's fresh off the printer. I've really got to clean it up still a little bit. There's a bit of stringing, a couple boogers on it, but nothing too dramatic. Considering this is the first one I printed on, there's lots of room for tweaking and everything. Now you'll also notice you have a big bed. Why don't you split it up? Or why did you split it up? Well, that's simple. I don't like having to fight the big sanding, and I wanted as much detail as I could for an easier sanding. So I actually have this in a 5-part right now. So this is part 1, part 2 is the back, part 3 is the top, and then I've split the visor 4 and 5. So we'll have that tutorial on the whole breakdown of that too, and build, and then assembly at the end of this series. But I think it turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Alright, let's level the bed and get this print going. So now we're going to touch up before we actually start our print. Just going to use a piece of paper. Some people prefer a shim, some people prefer like a 0.2 or 2 pieces of paper as well. I just like the old school little piece of paper. Here's my touch up. So we'll let this auto home first, and then we're going to touch our 4 points a couple of times to verify that it is as level as we can manually get it. Some people even like to use the an indicator. And an indicator, there's nothing wrong with that either. So let's go to bed auto leveling, which isn't actually auto leveling. It's just kind of like a level assist. But it works. I mean, I prefer that over doing the disable motors. So that's a little tight. We're going to bring this down a little bit. I want it so that, just like that. That's exactly how I want to get it. Alright, next step. I like it. So my bed stayed pretty level considering. That looks pretty high. I like it. Still high. It'll go to the middle now. I'm not too concerned about the middle until I'm confident on the sides. So that's a little bit tight right there too. It's not bad, but it's still a little tight. So we'll home it again really quick. Then we'll try it once more, just to verify that we're actually in position. You don't actually have to auto home it. It's just something I prefer to do. So the bed seemed pretty level. I'm not overly concerned. We're just going to verify it one more time and go from there. Seems a little bit loose since we moved all the corners. I like that. Next spot. not everybody does it. They have their own preferences. There's some sprays online at Amazon. There's glue sticks. That's my preferred choice. And people use hairspray also. So what I'm going to do is hone this really quick. Then I'm going to disable the steppers, and I am going to put a couple strips of glue stick down on the glass bed. And we're going to start our part 2 of the ARF helmet. So I've disabled the steppers now. I'm just going to put a couple lines down where it's going to be. You know, that should be way more than enough if we have the bed leveled. Alright guys, so let's start it up. We're going to go into print from SD, and where I have it saved is ARF P2, because we've just finished P1. So let that get to work. Let's take another look at our part 1. Part 2 is going to be the back, part 3 is the top, and then part 4 and 5 is just the visor split. This was just a really, really big piece that I wanted all of the detail on, because if you've ever printed 3D, you know, holding it like this, it actually messes up sometimes in here. I know you can change it with supports and whatnot, but I just wanted the best piece. I'd rather sand a little bit and fill than fight with some of those really, really horrible lines. So I'm content with this. This should go together. Where I've cut it and sliced it in Mesh Mixer, it works pretty good, and I will show you guys how I did that as well. So P1, P2 is starting now. It's going to be the back part, and then we'll update on P3. So if you guys like watching Star Wars builds, Marvel builds, etc., like I say all the time, hit that like, give us subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.